Hey, and welcome along to the very first of our How to Cut It with Wella Professionals podcast series. Yes, this is where we are going to be bringing you 12 episodes over the next year, these series once a month, and we're going to be kicking off this with a hugely special guest, and actually somebody I've had the pleasure to interview now, I think around about 3 times, and yeah, he needs no introduction really, because all I can say is the current British Hairdresser of the Year, Creative Director for Russell Eaton Hair, and Wella Professionals UK and Ireland Technical Director. So welcome to the podcast, Mr. Robert Eaton.
Hi, Dom. Nice to see you. Thank you for having me.
Really trying to go down this sort of grey blending services, Rob. So maybe you could just sort of overview a little bit about this and just go a little bit more in depth about how this could work for salons and hairdressers.
Yeah, so grey blending actually I think is a really exciting opportunity for salons and for hairdressers, because it is a trend that's been happening for a little while, and it's kind of been out there in the industry but not become as big as it is at the moment. So grombre, or growing out grey and white hair, has been a movement with women for quite some time, but this has seen it become a bit more mainstream. So really being able to be quite excited about what your natural hair colour looks like, enhancing your natural hair colour, and thinking about techniques to really maximise the way that that looks has become quite a big priority for clients. The number one way of doing this is to think about blending services. So it's actually something that's quite new and quite exciting and quite different for a lot of clients. And it shouldn't really be seen as not colouring your hair anymore, because a lot of hairdressers might be out there thinking, actually, I don't want my clients to stop colouring my hair. This is my business. I want them to keep coming in. It's just about looking at new and exciting ways for clients to embrace their natural hair colour, but still enhancing and making it look better. So one example of this would be to use an alumina glossing service. So an alumina colour creates an incredible shine, really, really beautifully, delicately toned, and you can create the most perfect ash grey shades. And what you can do with this is to actually blend and sort of smudge together old colour that might look quite tired and quite brassy into the regrowth that is growing through with lots of other tones, so enhancing grey and white areas or sections of hair that want to be made look a little bit brighter again. And it's just a different way of approaching colour, really. And something that, as I said, rather than fighting something that a client wants, it's really working with that and offering them solutions that really fit their lifestyle better now as well.
Yeah.
And the number one thing that I think we're doing is, it's not to say that we're telling everybody to grow their hair colour out or to go into grey blending, because it really isn't. It's really on the right people, and the people at the right stage of their life, or the right point in their sort of hair, to be able to embrace this new movement in hair colour. There'll be lots of clients that continue doing exactly what they've always done, and I think that's what's so exciting about the hairdressing industry and the work that we all do in our salons, is it's so varied now as well. It's not just about highlights and regrowth tints. It's not even just about balayage anymore. It's about everything. And I think that's what makes the world of working in a salon, or the world of a hairdresser, so great.
Do you know, Rob, you're so right, and I've had the pleasure we've done a Wella Colour conversation live and with Jordana Cabello, and she was talking about colours and the excitement. And actually, before coming on to do this interview today with you, I went on to Wella Professionals YouTube channel, and certainly I will direct you all their listeners to that channel. But it got me so damn excited about colour, because and what I love about what Wella Professionals are doing is the taste level, for starters, is spot on, because it's so beautiful and commercial. But I love what you're doing, that you're creating looks that are really, really salon friendly but exciting for a hairdresser, and that is so important, isn't it?
Totally, yeah. And I think, as I mentioned before, my heart is very much with salon-based hairdressers, and with hairdressers that are working on clients every single day, whether they're freelance or working in a salon. And I think it's all about providing those people with techniques and inspiration that relate to what a client's going to ask for. So I've been really fortunate to be able to work on some of the colour campaigns with Wella Professionals over the last couple of years. So everything from their No Strings Attached campaign, which was very much about glossing and really creating immaculate, beautiful hair, using Coliston Perfect. Also on an express highlighting service, which we did throughout the summer. And then, as I said, with this grey blending shoot, which I'm particularly excited about. And like I said, I can't wait for everybody to see it.
You keep teasing us with that, Rob. I'm dying to want to see that as well. When will that?
I really hope everybody like it, actually, because it is one of one of those shoots that you do at the end of it, I think, actually, do you know that? What I'm really, really happy with what we've achieved there. I think the collaboration and the timing of all of this as well, with us coming out of lockdown, it's a movement in hair colour. Not even, I don't like to use the word trend because it's not really a trend as such. It's just a move in a different direction with hair colour that hairdressers can really embrace. And also from a business perspective, it's something new and exciting that we can kind of really get our heads around and talk about to clients that really drive stylists and salon business to really get clients appreciating what professional hair colour is all about and the results that you can get from it. And sometimes it's kind of thinking about, as you said, about from a taste level perspective, sometimes less is more with colour as well. Sometimes placing colour in exactly the right place can be so impactful as well. It can really work with a hair colour. It can really enhance somebody's texture. And I really think that this campaign is very much about that.
Advice that you could give to salon and hairdressers when explaining these colours, certainly when we're talking to these grey blending services, is to put it in language that they understand, not hairdressing jargon. And what tips would you give in explaining that to clients? Is there any sort of key words that you would use?
So the number one tip I would give with this actually is listening to your client to begin with. So really finding out whether that client is the right client for this. So not everybody will want to become grey or grow their hair out. Clients will be at a certain point in their life. They might have coloured their hair for many years, decades. They'll have really probably experimented with hair colour, and this is something that moves them in a different direction. And for me, with any client that comes to us, we always think about creating a colour journey or a colour plan. So if somebody's wanting to work along the lines of trying to grow out their natural hair colour a little bit, or embracing grey blending, or just working with colour placement, it's not going to happen overnight. So it could be something that takes up to a year to create over several visits. So really giving those clients that colour journey and that colour plan is something that really excites them, keeps them wanting to come back to salons more. And actually that in turn then drives our colour business and makes it stronger and builds more client loyalty. Even from a tonal perspective, grey actually is one of the hardest colours to create, and it's also one of the hardest colours to create amazing longevity with as well. So one of the things that we found when we've been working with anybody that's working down the grey blending route and perhaps thinking about highlights and lowlights and changing the way that they would normally approach their hair colour, is that we're actually seeing people coming in for glossing services or our colour blow dries in between. And again, that's an amazing way of us getting that client back into the salon a bit more frequently, introducing them to different team members that work for us. So for us at the moment, one of my key objectives, particularly coming out of COVID, and the period that we're in at the moment, is to really support and encourage our graduates and new talent stylists, and try to feed them clients as well that help to keep them motivated, keep them busy, and to keep their place secure within our salon environment. So it's a great way of actually encouraging people to visit your salon more and to experience different people who work for you as well. So we've almost created new services within the salon because of it.
Everybody wins there, Rob. Clients win.
Yeah, win-win all round.
It is.